Yo, what's up? This is Shadow Rock and Profo Won of the Floor Gangs and Knuckleneck Tribe, and you're watching a special edition of The Trades. And this is with my man representing the ABC Breakers, all the way from Hawaii. We got my man Skill Roy on the Dual
Yeah.
FB Live. Old guys trying to figure out how to do to work technology.
Yeah, this
How
ancient
you
to
doing,
us,
Roy?
man.
How you doing, Roy?
Doing good, man. Yeah.
So how you feeling like before we get into like the whole like experience of the build up to the battle we had last weekend. Um how'd you feel about like doing this is your first exhibition battle that we did over at the melting pot?
How did I feel?
Yeah, how did you feel about the whole battle itself?
Oh, great. Yeah, it was awesome, man. I was excited. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought the fire, bro. So yeah.
You did too, man. Shoot. That was crazy. So what so yeah, what were you like was this your first exhibition battle?
In a while, yeah. I've done
Oh yeah, when's
exhibition
the last
battles,
time?
but not with anyone from overseas. I think it was more local.
Oh,
Yeah, local
okay.
guys and stuff like that. Yeah.
When was the last time you did an exhibition battle?
Exhibition battle was probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, it
Against
was a
who?
while, man. Yeah.
Yeah, who did you go against?
Who did I go against? Exhibition battle. I went up against shoots. I can't even remember the dude's name. Um,
Yeah, but the local guy?
it wasn't anybody that was like on the circuit or anything or
Okay.
anyone going to major competitions. Yeah.
Right.
Last time I did something like that, like a major battle was when we went on tour. Oh, probably at the B-Boy Summit
Oh
and stuff.
shoot. The one back
Yeah.
in 99?
Yeah, 99 and 2000 something. We went to California, early 2000s. We went
Dang.
to California and stuff, and then yeah, I got into some ciphers and battled. Oh, Rocksteady anniversary,
Oh,
30th or 32nd anniversary. I battled in the ciphers over there too. Yeah, frenemies.
okay.
I battled Kid Glide. I battled
Oh. Oh, nice.
uh, I think it was one of the guys from Phoenix, Furious Styles crew.
Miracles?
Uh, n-
House?
maybe.
Okay.
Starts with O. His name. Oh,
Odin.
no.
Odin.
Yeah. Him. Yeah, I
Yeah,
called him
Odin
out by
Rock. Yeah,
accident.
shout out to Odin Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. So, just like I said, like this battle was like pretty epic, man. Like it was something that I think a lot of people like didn't know that they wanted to see. Like as I feel like, and like when I first posted like just our first round, like that really went like as far as in the b-boy scene, it went kind of viral, you know what I mean? Not like the full, internet scene, but as far as the b-boy scene, I think a lot of people were like first time seeing you. You know what I mean? For like, there's heads that know who you are, like that. To me, there's like the true heads that know who you are. But I think you gained a lot of fans from just that battle. So let people know out there what's your history as far as in breaking and in hip hop. Like, what year did you start seeing? Like, we had that discussion over at BDP. When did you start your journey into hip hop with like the locking and the popping?
It started back in the 70s. I was like about between 6 and 8 years old. I was like watching
Right.
my cousins and they were dancing. They're locking first, and then my I have a nephew, but he's a year older than me because my sister is like way older than me. I was born
Yeah.
late, and so
Yeah.
like I have a nephew that's a year older than me. But
Right.
I used to always watch him dancing, and he was just getting down, and then it got me motivated. I was like interested, and I saw them dancing, and they invited me to a party where my cousin then performed doing locking, and
Yeah.
after I saw that, I was like sold on it. I was like, man, I want to
Yeah.
learn this. And then so I started learning a little bit about locking, and
Right.
then I saw
Did you see?
popping, and
So when you
then
saw locking, did you? One second. Did you when you saw popping? Did you see it on? Did you see it on like the lockers at first, or this is the first time you didn't even see it on TV?
never saw it on TV. Yeah, I saw it
Oh shoot.
live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Yeah,
that
it
must
was
have been
awesome,
crazy
man.
then.
Yeah, so it blew my mind. I mean, and then after that, I saw Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 on
Ah.
TV. Yeah,
Okay.
and then when
So
they
you
did
saw
all
it
that
live, then you
robot.
saw the Jacksons do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang.
So
So
it was kind
how's
of
that
back
like?
and
Was
forth.
it like? Wait, I saw that like last week or something like that. Was it like that?
Yeah, it was like that. Yep.
Holy shit.
And then I was just like, I gotta learn this, and but no one wanted to teach me, so I had to like kind of sneak to the park where everyone was practicing and just watch, and then go back home
Right.
and practice it at home, you know.
Right.
So like I had to like watch from a distance. And then in '83, there was a crew called the Wizard B-Boys. The leader of that crew, his name is Trix. He invited Crazy Legs to come down and do a performance in Hawaii. And that's
Nice.
when my boys and Cliff they saw, and that's when I saw well I heard about it from my friends, and they watched
Right.
Crazy Legs, and I think Buck Four or Kuriaki or something. They saw a
Shit,
few
nice.
members, and then they called me up. I was living on the Big Island at that time, and they said,
Okay.
when you get back here, we're gonna show you this new dance called breaking. And so I was like,
Right.
okay, man, sounds good. And that when I got back, that's when they showed me. It was right around '83.
Okay. So you're already so from when you first saw Locking in the late 70s, and then I
Yeah.
assumed you were popping also, right?
Yeah, yeah, I was getting pretty
Yeah.
good in popping, like starting to catch on.
Right.
And then breaking came out, and I was like, damn it, man. I was just, getting the hang of popping, and now this new dance is coming out. So I said, you know
Right.
what? If this new dance, when I saw it, I just fell in love right away. And
Right.
first move I learned was the hand spin, and
Yeah.
then I learned
Oh
six
shoot. Okay.
steps, and then
Right.
baby swipes, and yeah, and then it went on backspin, and then from there I just tried doing all these other things. But yeah, but once I learned those things, I wanted to become good at that dance, because I was like, man, first locking came out, then popping came out, and
Yeah.
just when I started learning these things, a new
Right.
dance comes out. So I wanted to get good at this dance. Up, I devoted all my time into breaking.
Yeah. So here's the thing too, like because like around 83, I was 8 years old, right? And my cousins are like like your age, right? They started in the 80s, and they were first being in the Bay Area, it was like definitely like strut. We call it strutting, but it was popping.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the thing is, like, back then, footwork, we didn't call footwork because, like, oh, your shuffles or Skittles or this and that. Did you guys call it six step back then, or did you guys call
Yeah,
it,
we
did you have
called
a
it
different name?
Skittles too.
Oh,
We
yeah, all
called it
right.
Skittles.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So yeah, the terminology of six step came maybe 90s, but I remember it was like, oh, you do the clockwork or the or
Yeah, right,
Skittles or
right.
shuffles or yeah,
Yep.
so that's I mean, I didn't know about six step like when they call it six step like till later on. So like I mean, you had the option of staying with popping and staying with locking. What made you go, okay, I need to learn this thing. This is the one that like speaks to me right now, like the loudest, as far as breaking, besides the other
Uh,
dances.
yeah, it was because, like I was saying, it was because I wanted to get good at popping or locking.
Right.
But each time, like when I first learned locking, I started to learn some of the moves, the twirls and stuff like that, and the points.
Right.
And I was kind
Right.
of, my cousin was showing me like a routine, and so I
Yeah.
got the routine down, and um, then popping. Then I saw popping, and I was like, oh, there's
Right.
another dance, And then, but it was really cool. I wanted to learn how to do the backslide, like
Right.
everyone
Right.
calls it
Right.
the moonwalk.
Moonwalk.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right. And so, like, I was like, I'm amazed by that, and amazed by the robot, the animation style of popping.
Ooh.
And so
Right.
I started learning that, and like the ticking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
Oh
right
shit.
when I started getting the hang of, I was like, yeah, man, I got this down now. I got combos with
Right.
this,
Right.
And then breaking came out, and I was like, man, what's up with this? You know, every time right when I'm almost getting up there, a new dance
Hmm.
comes out, and that's why I devoted all my breaking. I devoted all my time because I wanted to be like the best breaker out there, you know, with my
Yeah.
crew. Yeah, and so
Right.
like, and later on, I had the desire to become the best breaker, and so like,
Ah.
I think in '84, and oh, this is what happened. We I learned how to break, and we needed to raise money for our uniforms, and so we did
Okay.
street shows. Yeah, we did street shows in Waikiki, and so
Oh.
like
Okay.
yeah, this
Were
is
you
in
guys the first?
'83. Yeah, we no, there were other people that used to do it. That's how we
Okay.
got the idea. They said, "Oh,
All
just
right.
go Waikiki and put out a cardboard and put out a
Yeah.
cap, and people's gonna throw money inside." And we're like, "Really?" And so we said, "Okay, let's do it." And we went there and we raised pretty good money. I think we made like $50. And back in the days, that was really good
Yeah.
money, and it gave
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
everyone enough uniforms. But while
Right.
we were doing the performance, the Wizard B-boys
Mhm.
came by, and they're our
Oh
enemies at
shit.
that time. Yeah,
Oh
so I
shit.
didn't know who they were, and my friends knew
Uh-huh.
who they were from popping. They used to be poppers,
Right.
and then they transitioned to b-boys, and so like they
Uh-huh.
already knew each other, and they're like, oh no, those are the Wizard b-boys headed our way. And so when they came
Yeah.
there, I was doing I just learned how to do crickets or UFOs, and so I
Oh,
was
okay.
doing it. Yeah, I was doing it really slow, and I was really bad at it. But this guy
Right.
named Jason Osorio, he was from the Wizard B-Boys and the Bomb Squad.
Uh-huh.
He came out. He did crickets to turtles to a backspin, and he froze in a bridge. And he stood up and he told me you should quit dancing. Yeah, and
Whoa.
that's what. And then I looked at my friend, and my friend said you could do one of two things. You can quit right now, or you can go home and practice and come back and smoke this fool. And I said, okay, man,
Yeah.
let's go practice. And so for 90 days straight, I practiced 8 hours a day. Right after school, got off, 3 o'clock, I started practice. I didn't get off practice to about 10 or 11 at night, every single day.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's
like
crazy.
sometimes I practiced to 1 in the morning. And I did that for 3 months. And then when I saw this dude again, I smoked him. And then I got the title for the best
Yeah.
B-boy in Hawaii. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
So, so,
that's all. That was my motivator for
right,
breaking. Yeah.
right. So, like, the thing is, like, so you had, like, so how big, when do you think it reached its peak in the 80s for you? What year was that when it was like everyone was doing it and like were you still considered the king of Hawaii, like at that time? Like,
Yeah, in between 84 and 85 was a peak. Oh, that's a funny story because uh breaking died out about 86, 87, like towards
yeah,
the ending of
yeah,
86 and 87 in Hawaii,
right,
because
yeah,
we in Hawaii everything's like a trend. We didn't know about the hip
right,
hop culture and how
yeah, yeah,
everyone else started dancing all over the world. So
right, right,
everyone stopped, but I kept on dancing. And in 1990, 1990, 92, around there, I saw little clips on TV, on news clips
okay,
of people breaking around the world. And so I was like,
mm,
yeah, it's gonna come back, you know. And
right,
sure
right,
enough,
right.
everyone started dancing, and they said, yeah, breaking is big over here on the mainland, so it's coming back. And I was like, yo, man, let's do this. And so like in 90, yeah, I think in 94, I entered another competition and I won again. So
Uh-huh.
that's so I won again for the best dancer in Hawaii again. And then in 2007, I entered this thing called the Monarchy, and it was 101 B-Boy Championship for Hawaii, and I won that again. So I held it down for 3 decades in Hawaii. Yeah, I want to do
Damn.
it. I want to do it one more time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. So,
yeah,
so that's the thing. So, when everyone was doing like the freestyle hip hop, like New Jack Swing, like the Running Man, were you doing that too at all, or are you just like, nah, I
yeah,
just want
yeah,
to
for
strictly do it?
sure.
Oh, you're
Yep.
doing it too? Were you
Yeah, I
were,
was
were
doing
you
that
like
too.
would you do like a Running Man to a 90, or like how are you like? I'm trying to imagine that. Like, how are you doing that style? Like, how are you mixing it up?
I was just doing the style, and then I'll just bust into my own groove, and then I'll break out from the group, and then I'll just bust into breaking, and then they'll be
Yeah.
like, "Damn, you still do that?" I was like, "Yeah, I still do that." Yeah, and I always Doing flare backspin swipe 1990. That was like my trademark combo back in the 80s.
Oh, shit.
So I always did that, and everywhere I went to parties and stuff, I'd always do that. So people would be
Right.
amazed by that combination.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
so as far as like when you saw it coming back, uh, was it the ABC guys that were just like, okay, now it's back, this is what we're doing, or how did it like become like, because you kind of saw it down the pipeline as far as it coming back, but when more and more people did it, like probably like early 90s or yeah, early 90s, like 92, 93, 94, were like, how did that look? Were you just like ready to go when people started coming up, or were you ahead of the game as far as like technique wise and stuff like that? Like how did that all look like when more people like
Oh
who
yeah.
was it just you that was only doing it that stayed stuck to it, or was there other people too?
Yeah, there was some other people still into it. Most of them quit, but there was a few here and there. And
Yeah.
Leonard and Richard from ABC, the one of the originals from ABC, they told me about it in '92, and they told me like it was coming back, and they asked me if I wanted to be in Rocksteady because they bumped into Crazy
Ah,
Legs.
okay.
Yeah, and Crazy
Right,
Legs
right.
recruited us, and I said, yeah, I'm down, bro. But before they met me, I was going to church, and my church was linked up with another church in LA. Um, I
Okay.
forget the name of the church, but Easy Rock was dancing for that church, and I saw a video of them dancing, and I
Yeah.
saw him breaking, and I was like, "Yo, breaking is
Yeah.
coming back," you know, and so I
Right,
was
right.
already training already, and I haven't stopped dancing all those years. I wasn't super active, but I did it in parties. I did
Yeah.
it in school performances.
Right.
All these things, wherever I could dance, I would break, or I would pop, or I'd
Right.
lock. I would add it all in
Right.
together. Um,
Yeah.
in Hawaii too, like my boy Mike used to do all of that, but he didn't know. Like he used to. I was the first one to combine it in a musical, and so like
Ah,
in 94, 95, I entered this thing called uh, Summer Jam or something, and
uh,
I combined it, locking, popping, and breaking in one routine, and it was a
okay.
mix, and so it was a choreographed mix, and it had like sound effects inside and everything, and I was doing this
Yeah.
back in the '80s, but I never busted out until the '90s, and
Right.
because we used to perform doing all these stuffs, and
Yeah, yeah,
I'll get into that later, but yeah, it's
yeah.
mixing with cassette tapes and stuff. Yeah, yeah, we used to do that back in the days.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I busted that out, and so like that's what used to keep me going, is doing these performances wherever I went. And
Right.
when
So
breaking
we
came
have a
back, I was already in full swing. Yeah.
nice,
And so
man.
when I
So we have
saw
a
Ken
question from
Flip,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Go
when I
ahead.
saw
Wait,
Ken
1 second.
Flip and Wiggles and
Mm.
Fable do that world tour, I was like, bro, we
Mhm.
can smoke these guys because yeah, because we're way advanced than that. You know what I mean? Like
Right, right.
they're doing easy stuff, and so I was like, bro, we got this, you know. But and that's why when they told me if I wanted to be in Rocksteady, I was kind of happy because like I
Right.
wanted to, I would have a chance to battle them, you know. It was
Right.
always my
Yeah.
dream to battle Rocksteady. Yeah,
Yeah. So I
because
have a
Crazy
we have
Legs
a
was my
question from
idol.
wait 1 second. We have a question from Brian Bello, who is actually my age. He's like 42. He's asking he's asking about the church. He's asking I used to practice with Easy Rock at the New Wine Church in Anaheim. Does that sound anything familiar to you?
Yeah, I think so. That's the one. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the pastor's name was Phil Godot or something like that. Pastor
Yeah.
Phil. And so
Okay.
they came to
That's
Hawaii
crazy.
and they introduced hip hop into the churches. And so we were
Right.
the first church in Hawaii to introduce it to all the other churches and say that dancing was okay. Yeah, and so
Right.
like
Yeah.
because they were all
Yeah.
against dancing, and then we showed them, yeah, that dancing was
Yeah.
fun and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
attract people, and yeah, so we did
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool,
So
it
you
was
were
kind of
saying
like a giving back to society.
yeah, you were saying when you saw when you first joined Rockstar, it's like okay, I like you were going like oh like their level's not as high as ours, and then when you finally entered like joined with them, and then you're like yeah, these are the guys that basically were in Beach Street and Style Wars and stuff like that. It's like yo, I'm part of this crew now. So what was like the next step of you like I guess like what how did that battle in in Hawaii, right? It was Wiggles. Honey Rockwell, Flowmaster. It was against you guys. It was against
Yeah, Ken
ABC
Sweat.
versus the Rocksteady. So how that all come about? Like, cause that's a video that I think a lot of us from my generation watched that video. You know what I mean? So like, where was that battle at? Where in Honolulu was that battle at? And like, yeah, how did that form? How did that come about?
That battle was at a club called Source, the Source.
Okay.
It had another name back then, but I remember it being the Source for the longest time. And
Right.
yeah, and Leonard then called me again. Like I hadn't been dancing for like 6 or 8 months, and he called me up 2 weeks before they came in, and he said Kenny's gonna come in. I said, who,
Oh
Kenny? And he
shit.
said, Ken Swift. And he said, you want to battle? I said, oh yeah, I want to battle Kenny. You know, and so I had 3 days to train for that battle. And
Oh
so like I
shit.
said, yeah, man, yeah. So I trained for 3 days before the battle because I was working. And so like I said,
Right.
I'm down. Lock me in for that jam, and I'll be there. But they taught us a lot of stuff too. That Kenny taught me how to do on Brooklyn rocks when he came. I didn't
Okay.
know
Right.
anything about rocking, and so he
Yeah,
taught
yeah,
me the
yeah.
Brooklyn style. And until today, I have that set that he
Yeah,
taught me. So like yeah,
I see it. Yeah, I heard in
I'm
the
really
workshop you were
thankful
teaching
for
it.
that. Yeah, Kenny, and he showed me
Yeah.
some other stuff too. And then and also Flowmaster. I mean, got to talk with Flowmaster. We started
Yeah.
practicing and with Wicked and
Yeah.
stuff like that later in the future. But
Right.
that's how yeah, that's how it all came about. They came up here to do like a jam over here. I think I'm not sure if Clark One is the one that bring them down at
Okay.
that time, but I was just so excited, man. Like when they came down and Wiggle said, "Did you guys ever battle in?" I said, "No, man." And he said, "You guys want to?" I said, "Hell yeah!" And so yeah,
All
so
right.
that's how that
Word.
battle started. Yeah, because we wanted to
That's
battle in.
tight.
Yeah.
Dude, that video, because it was on Wiggles tape. It was on Wiggles breakaway tape. And I think like, I think when a lot of people first saw that, especially to Junk, I tagged Junk Korean Rock. I know he's gonna watch this later on. He's like he posted that battle. I think like for a lot of us because of those breakaway VHS tapes, that's how we got to really saw you. It was that and Summit. I think when we first saw you and Leonard, right, was just
Yeah.
that source battle and then Summit. So then you guys battled and that was a dope battle because then even Wiggles like I think not a lot of us saw Wiggles really break, but he was like battling against you guys and doing a lot of the stuff you see he did back then. You can see the B-boys do today, like myself included. So after that, what happened? So that was like what 95 or 96 when you battled Rocksteady, or was that 97?
90 between it was either 94 or 95. I think it was 95 that we battled.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so
Because
what brought
I
up
have the date stamp on one of my videos, and it said 95 when we
oh
were in
shit.
practice because we practiced a
Right.
couple. Kenny stayed at our place for a week, and so we would
Right.
practice every day.
Right. Damn. That's dope, man. And then so what brought up to like were you guys were you at Summit 97? Were you at B-Boy
Oh
Summit
yeah, we're at the
97?
97 and 99. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was at 97. I think I remember you guys were there, and that's when I first started
that was
started
in
taking
San
breaking
Diego, right?
seriously. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I remember that. I was like, that's where I first started like really breaking, because I was doing freestyle hip hop like 91. So like, and at that time, I wanted to get into breaking because actually the battle that I saw, I think, was you guys against Rocksteady, and I saw you, Kenny, and Flowmaster stood out to me because it was like and Wiggles because it kind of had like a popping flavor. You know what I mean? That's when like breaking kind of like started to switch to like little animations and like isolations, and I think that's being a freestyle hip hop dancer. That's what made me want to like try breaking because back then in San Francisco it was a lot of power moves, and I wasn't really so into that. But when I saw that it was like this mixture, I was like, okay, I want to kind of like learn how to do that. And 97 was like one of my first b-boy events that I went to. And yeah, I remember I heard you guys were you guys wearing yellow? I think you guys were wearing, or maybe Leonard was wearing
Yeah,
yellow.
yeah. Leonard was wearing yellow. I was the one in I was wearing blue and white Adidas
Ah,
jersey. I was
okay.
sponsored by Adidas. Yeah.
Oh shit, nice. See, that's what I'm saying. So I think the other thing is like what we saw was like yeah, Summit 99, and that was to me I think that was like the pit like to me that was the peak of just like where just I don't know that was like at that time that was to me Summit 99 was like the best jam. For me, I don't know because it was just so
Yeah,
big and there was like battles like literally everywhere.
everywhere.
Like yeah, it was at UCLA like the hall, but the hall's really big, and then you just walk here, there's a battle here, walk there, there's a battle there, and I think
Yep.
that's another thing is like when you guys did the Rocksteady performance, that tape, the Summit, that '99 tape went out too, and it was just like a crazy it was a crazy thing because Flowmaster and Wicked versus like KML and Wicked and like they had the
Right,
Punk
right.
Rock battle, the Rocksteady performance, Demons of the Mind perform like Media Circus and Demons of the Mind performance. You know what I mean? It was just really
Yep.
like super epic. And I remember I didn't even dance. I just watched everyone battle because it was just like fuck. So okay, so now it's '99. Then I could say that like the scene like mid 2000s, 2000s scene started changing, right? It became more. It went from VHS to DVD. Then YouTube started popping up, and that's where it's like maybe this generation is starting to see like like we're not knowing about those tapes. We don't know about the the '99 stuff and stuff like that. So how did you like stay in the scene? When YouTube came around, how did you stay in the scene and what made you like keep going? Because obviously, like, not a lot of people are going to Hawaii as much, and like,
Uh-huh.
so how did you stay? How did you stick to it even in that time, like the early 2000s?
During that time, I started teaching for dance studios. So like that's what kept me going. I would be I had students and I'd be teaching them like the fundamentals of breaking. So like getting them grounded in, like the 6-step, 3-step,
Yeah,
top rocks and whatnot.
yeah,
And like and then we always I think every 3 months there would always be like a competition. So we'd always prepare for a competition and I would enter them in a competition. But it's more like dance studio style. But
right.
it kept me going because I got to teach them like or share with them the history of hip hop in Hawaii and where
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been and what I've experienced throughout the world,
right.
with hip hop and breaking. So like it's an educational class that I teach, and even till today, like when I teach classes, like I try to educate the kids, and teach
Yeah,
them and give them like a history lesson of where it
right.
all came from so that it makes sense to them when they start dancing and they can appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
So,
that's what kept me going is like a lot of the dance studios, there's competitions, there even with the dancing evolving, like with Crump coming out and all these other dances
yeah,
that are
yeah,
coming out, yeah.
yeah,
Um, I still stuck to breaking, popping, and locking because I knew that
yeah,
it was, and being part of Rocksteady, they taught me about the culture of hip hop because I didn't know. All I got into breaking was I just thought it was dancing. I just wanted to be the
right,
best breaker. It's
right,
a
right,
new
right,
fad. I
right,
want to, yeah. And I didn't know about the whole culture and stuff. So in the early '90s, mid '90s, that's when they started schooling me about the culture and say you got to learn
right,
this. You got to learn about the culture of hip hop. And so then it started to make a whole lot of sense to me, and
right,
and then I realized that I was part of something even bigger than just
right.
breaking. Yeah.
So, even when you were, so I would say you would say that like in the 2000s, you're like more like coaching, right? Like you're kind of coaching and like
Yeah.
getting teaching and coaching and mentoring. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that do that, like OGs that do that, but then they slowly like stop practicing. You know what I mean? They stop, like maybe they
I
think
get down
they're
with the
too
kids,
old.
man.
Yeah, yeah, that's what,
Yeah, we have
basically,
our
yeah.
battles. I teach them how to
Yeah,
cipher.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So you never felt like, was it always like, I think I had this conversation. It's like, it was always like maybe, what kept you in it? Like, was it the creating? Maybe like, I want to continue creating, or there's other moves out there that I need to learn. Like, what kept you like wanting to be active versus like, oh, because like, you could be like, at that point, you could have been like, I'm OG. Like, I've been there, done that. Why do I have to practice? Why do I have to move? Like, what were the things that kept you in it? Like, just like for me, it's challenging. How about for you?
Yeah, it's the challenge. It's the challenge,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Every time, even like I do street shows now. I've been doing street shows for the past 5 years, every single day.
Yeah.
And so like every time I go out there, I bump into a lot of different people. And same thing happened even when I was teaching. Like there's always a new guy that comes up and says, "Oh, this dude over here is awesome, man. I think he can beat you. I was like, yeah, tell him to come by, man. And we'll settle it on the dance floor. And so, yeah, it always had, and they would always say stuff like, they created this new move and this. And then when I saw it, I was like, we did that back in the 80s. And we just, and so and they would get mad, and then I would have to prove it to them. And so I would actually, get back down in the grind and start doing it again. Yeah. Because a lot of the cats thought when they see me, I just do a lot of footworks, and they didn't know that I was one of the power heads in our crew. And so like I just let all the new guys do the power, and then I just stuck to what I love to do. I love footworks, and so like and then I started practicing the power move again, and then they saw me flare, and doing the head spins, and they're like, what? And I was like, I thought you guys I could do all this stuff, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Every time I see like I hear something new or this person got good or whatever, I was like, oh, I want to battle that guy. And when they told me first, they didn't for the melting pot. They told me Vicious Victor is gonna come down, and so I was like, oh, this guy is winning all these events. When I do my workshop, I'm gonna call this dude out. I'm gonna do like a 1-round battle or 2-round battle with this dude. So I was already planning that. But then they told me, oh, you want to battle Profo? I was like, oh, Profo, yeah, sure, man. Like, and so yeah, definitely. So it was a challenge. Yeah, every time I hear somebody, it's gonna come to Hawaii or hear about a good b-boy, I always want to see if I can put him through the test.
Yeah. When I first got, because then Ark and 808 Breakers, giving a shout to 808 Breakers, when they were like, oh, we're gonna do the event, I was like, dope. It's like, can you judge? It's like, yeah, sure, of course, And then they're like, would you battle SKill Roy? I was like, oh shit, I have to practice. But I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, damn, I gotta like, because the thing is like, I haven't seen footage of you in a long time, so I was like, but I heard you were street dancing every day, and I was like, uh-oh. Yeah, that's hardcore because that's concrete, man. Like, there's no cardboard out there. Like that guy's going every day on concrete. So I had to take measures of like, okay, I gotta like treat this like really serious. And I didn't drink for 3 months, and worked out a lot. So
Nice.
so let's talk about that. So how did you prepare for our exhibition battle?
I couldn't really prepare that much for it. The most preparation came like probably 20 days before the battle because I was doing street shows, but it's different type of conditioning for battling.
Yeah.
I mean, because what I had originally planned to do was just like how you did. I was gonna plan a 90-day training, and that didn't fall through because I came across some financial things that I had to take care of. I had to take care of my truck. Somebody vandalized my truck, so I had to get all that done. So I had to raise money. So I had to work days and evenings and do the street shows. And so like I didn't have time to practice. So like maybe like 20 days out, I finally said, bro, I gotta get ready for this jam. This guy must be he must have been practicing this whole time, bro. And I'm gonna look stupid out there. He's gonna smoke me, And so like I just was like, I started going to the practice. They have practices at UH and at the gymnastics gym. So I was like, I gotta pull something out of here. So I was like, I can do gainers and all these tumbles. So I said, I might as well start practicing getting my gainers back. And so I started practicing, and I got it down, but I had to change my game. I was gonna do it on the second round, but I changed my plan. You changed my game plan, bro. Like when you came out at 90, it switched me, and I was like, I gotta capitalize on that. And so but my training was like what I started doing 20 days out is I started doing rounds. Jack was training for Victor, and he was doing 1 minute. He was doing 5-round 1 minute footworks. So he'd work all out for a minute and then rest, and then the next guy would go in a circle and the next guy. But so it was we had a resting period of about anywhere between 1 minute to 2 minutes resting. And so like I was trained for that type of battle if I could rest for a minute, but when we went at it, it was like 15 seconds of rest and right back in. So
Yeah.
my body wasn't ready for that, you know. And so
Right.
it was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
hard for me. I was winded by the end of the second round. I was winded, but I I know enough from other battles where you take deep breaths in, and you know, from
Yeah.
boxing, I used to
Yeah.
train in
Yeah.
boxing and
Yeah. See.
take
Okay.
that
That
deep
again.
breath,
Yeah. That's
suck
because
it
that's
up,
how I
and go
train,
in.
right?
Yeah, yeah. So I started doing that like 3 to 4 times out of the week in
Okay.
that last month before you got here. And so but that helped me a lot because
Yeah.
my conditioning before that, the first day I tried it, I was winded, I was gassed, I was like
Right.
nauseated,
Right.
you know. But I kept
Right.
doing it
Yeah.
over and over, yeah, for three,
Yeah.
four times out of the week. Plus, I did it
Yeah.
at the street shows. After the shows, I would
Yeah.
practice, yeah,
Right.
for an extra hour, and just do
Yeah.
like footworks and moves and combos, whatever I
Mm.
could do, and
Yeah.
that's what helped me get into it. I just wanted to be my best for you, so that I wouldn't be holding back anything, because I know you wouldn't be holding back anything.
Nah.
And so like I wanted to come out and try and do my best against you, because that's how battle should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I think we
yeah,
demonstrated that.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
for our
So
ages. Yeah. I think
um
it's funny because I think Nasty Ray, he just did the BC1 qualifier in LA, and it was five
yeah.
rounds, and he was like, "Oh, I wasn't ready for that." And he was like, "Oh, no one over 30 is gonna be ready for like 5 rounds like that." And then like this year, and then this year, like like we went 5 rounds, and like there was no like it was attack, attack, attack. There was no
Yeah.
delay. It was just
Right, right.
let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And even with like maybe 2 weeks prior, Lego, who's 36 from Florida, he won the BC1 qualifier in Chicago, and that guy's like super in shape, yet he's 36.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's like it just goes to show, like, this to me, and even like maybe a month, 2 months ago, I had a battle, and then J Rock and Vietnam entered together, and they won the competition. But then the best battle was against like myself versus Vietnam and J Rock, and yet that was kind of like the best battle, and like we're all
Yeah.
over 30, you know what I mean? Like we're
That's
all over
awesome.
36. So just that
Yeah.
kind of proves the point that like we don't know the limit yet. We really like the thing is if you stop, that's the hard part is coming back. But if you never stop, we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like if both
Right.
of us stop right now, then it's gonna be really 3 times uphill battle to like come back to
Right.
where we are now. But we never
Yep,
stop.
exactly.
So we don't know yet. Like we really don't know. So what's your regular like do you do other calisthenics besides just breaking to stay in shape?
Oh yeah, yeah. I do like calisthenic type of workouts, or like on the bars, like the monkey bars,
Okay.
do pull-ups,
Right.
push-ups, and all that stuff. I'm gonna start getting back into weight training. Just
Right.
not too heavy, just enough. I want to pick up just enough weight so I can start doing power moves again, because my wrist was injured, and that's why I wasn't
Right.
doing a lot of freezes or anything, because it really
Right.
hurt. And it's because of street shows, doing 90s at street shows on an
Yeah.
unlevel ground. It keeps flexing on
Right.
the wrist, and so like
Yeah.
it really injured it. My doctor told me to stay off of it. She didn't even want me battling. And but you know what, man? Like I'm a b-boy, bro. You can't tell me don't battle. You know what I mean? You can cut my arm off
Yeah.
and I'll still battle. You know? Like yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
but once my wrist heals, I'll be able to do like a lot of different things, a lot of hand moves, a lot of maybe some power again and stuff.
Right.
But I can't wait till the next melting pot, bro. Like, cause
Yeah.
whoever I'm gonna battle it is gonna get it. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
speaking of that first round, it's funny because like that's a round that I'm not confident with. And this is just advice for all you young B-boys. If you have a hard move and it's so, always do it your first round because that's when you have the most energy. Because if you're trying to
right.
do that fifth round, forget about it. You're gonna crash, guaranteed crash, right? And
Yeah,
it's funny because I was practicing that round every time I practice. I was like, okay, I gotta do this roll back because I always practice it, but I never do it in a competition. So I was like, I need to do this move already. So I did it, and then I did the back rocks, and then when I got up, I was like, wait a second, Roy can fucking 90. And then when you do it, when you did it, I was like, fuck. I was excited. I was like, damn, shit, like I forgot, like you know what I mean. And then you did back rocks too. I was like, oh fuck, he really, and that's what I like about our battle, because we really like really answer each other. Like, you know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? Like, so
yeah.
so you said your game plan was to do the gainer. What, you were gonna do the gainer first, or you're gonna do the and then the 90
Um,
second? What was like?
yeah, the first round, the first round was gonna be a power move round. Like, yeah, I was gonna do something really hardcore and stuff, and then but when I saw you 90, like I had my own plan of I had a whole 90 routine ready too, and but I was like, no, I'm gonna free flow for the whole thing, and so like yeah, so when I saw you do
Yeah,
it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna rip the 90 first on this one,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'm
You
gonna go
did
down
too.
and do yeah, and yeah,
And that's why.
I just
And when you
wanted to
said the
do like
night
a
before
quick
that,
one.
you
What's
yeah,
that?
the night before you was like you said, "Oh, my wrist is hurt." I was like, and then when I saw you do the 90s, like his wrist is hurt.
Yeah, because on the level ground, it's okay. Like it hurts a
Okay,
little,
right,
but
right,
it's just enough so I can pull it off and stuff.
right,
But
right.
yeah, and I didn't straighten out my legs. If I straightened out, I could have gone more rounds. But I was so
Oh,
I just wanted to get down, and so like
right.
and it's always been my our discipline in our crew, like our first crew Jam City team, like back in the 80s. We've always done things where like you know how everyone likes to come on and do like 100 head spins,
Yeah,
190s and all this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
We're
yeah, yeah.
like, let's just put a little bit of everything into a combo and make the combo
Right,
look dope. You know what I mean? So like
right.
so I try to keep things to a minimum, maybe two,
Yeah,
three, 4 rounds at the most, and then go into something else because I don't want it
right.
looking like a long played out move.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
it to be part of the breakdown and whatever whatever I'm doing. So
Yeah.
even when I do it from backspin swipe 90s, like or if it's a last move, then I'll crank it all the way if I can. If I still got the win,
Right, right,
then I'll make it
right.
really long as possible as I
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
and then a freeze or something. But
Right, right.
if it's just part of a combo when I'm doing combinations, even like windmills, I'll just do like three, four of them real quick and go into something else, so
Yeah.
that it's just a move, part of a move that was part of the combination that I'm doing, because
Right.
I'm always about like doing like at least 5 to 10 or 20 moves in one uh
Yeah. No, I hear it. I hear
throwdown.
it.
Yeah,
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 that's my style too. I
yeah,
can't do like
because
continuous power, but I'll
yeah,
throw it in here and there, like have that
right,
up and
right,
down, right? The
exactly.
up and down look, right? And that's one, and I
Yep.
think that's one thing, like and that's crazy that you said that it was 2 weeks and that and to go like really like I haven't seen that like someone of like your generation to like really go, and I'll say it right now, I don't care who's listening, I think you are the best moving OG that we have in the world.
Wow.
That's all
Yeah,
I,
thank you, man.
that's
Appreciate
my
that.
opinion, like straight up, like dude, you could go rounds right now with anyone, like and not get tired and not stop either. Like holy shit, like like your
Yeah, I
inspiration,
think
man. And I think yeah, go ahead.
it's the adrenaline, bro. Yeah, it's more adrenaline than anything. But yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I try to stay in shape, and I understand like the whole concept because like in 2007, I said I battled. I trained for that one. Like, I trained really hard for that one, and like even this battle going into it, I was almost tempted to tell Jeff make it a 3 round battle because like 5 rounds is just
Ah,
like crazy, and I'm like. Okay, I'm just gonna do the 5, man. Let's do it. Cause I mean, you coming all the way overseas, bro. I better put out for a Profo. Like I mean, he's training
I would
hard.
have been
So
disappointed if it was 3 rounds. I would have been like, oh man, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
that's why.
like
That's
I was
why. So
like,
I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to disappoint anybody else too. So I was like, no, we gotta do this 5. Yeah. So I really started training hard for that 5 rounds. Yeah, doing 1 minute footwork, conditioning, and then just trying to. The last week I trained, I was gonna only rest 30 seconds. I was trying to rest 30 seconds and then go back in, and so that
yeah,
was working out pretty good. And I did it for 5 rounds. And but before I did the 5 round training, I was training for an hour and a half to 2 hours in the gymnastic and doing some
yeah,
other stuff, other type of
yeah,
training, and then we would do that last to close off the night.
right.
So that
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
the last thing we would do is the 5 round 1 minute training. So even when Jack wasn't there, I was doing it at my house, And so like
Right, right.
uh, 4 nights before the competition, I trained, no, not 4 nights, 7 days before the competition, I trained really hard at home. Um, it was a 1 hour straight workout, and all I did was
Mm. Oh,
footworks, and jump rope, footworks, jump rope,
yeah,
footworks,
that's
jump
it.
rope,
That's
and
it.
and
That's it.
these
That's
I would
it.
do these leg hops. So I would be like two legs
Right.
out, forward, kick up in the air, back down, two legs kick up, and it was
Yeah.
in a squatting position. I'll do that for like
Yeah.
about 30 seconds, and then wait, and then 30 seconds again, wait 30. And so like I trained really hard that time. It actually hurt my legs. My calves are all sore at
Yeah,
the street shows.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
man.
but I knew it would heal up within 48 hours to 72 hours, and it would be perfect timing for the battle. So right
Okay.
before the battle, I was planning to rest the day before, like how when you go boxing, like you want to
Exactly.
rest the night before for the competition. And so I
Yeah.
tried doing that, but we had the workshop. So
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah,
like
that's
I
right. Yeah.
danced the night before, but it was all good because I rested that night. I went home, I rested, and the
Yeah.
day, and it was kind of weird because like during the day of the event, I don't know if it was somebody at the workshop, but
Mhm.
I might have caught a cold because my body
Oh,
felt
shit.
really weak at the event, but the adrenaline kicked in, bro.
Right, right.
I felt really weak, and that's why a lot of people are like, "Are you okay?" They're asking me if you're okay, and I was just like,
Yeah.
"Yo, I'm trying to focus for this battle."
Right.
And a lot of people don't know it's a mental thing too. Like
Yeah.
they go into a battle thinking like, okay, I got the conditioning, but their mentality isn't ready for it, and they win themselves out, and like
Yeah.
they don't have the mental conditioning. And my boxing coach
Yeah.
taught me mental conditioning.
Yeah, it's
Said you just
true.
gotta
It's
relax and
true.
stay relaxed. Don't tense
Yeah.
your body up and just
Yeah.
stay relaxed,
Yeah.
And so a lot of b-boys don't know this. They go into a battle thinking they got the condition, and they're like, why didn't I last 2 rounds? And it's
Yeah,
because their
yeah, no,
mental
it's true.
conditioning ain't there.
Right.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
gotta school
No.
themselves on the mental condition as well as the physical condition. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right
yeah,
there with you.
yeah. So
So,
before the battle, I was like just psyching myself on, and I think the adrenaline took over, and my body felt great after that. And I just needed some water, um,
right.
and I think I drank some juice before the battle to get the sugar in my body and stuff and
Right.
get it flowing. And then
Yeah.
yeah, I was ready after that. Yeah.
Dope. Hell yeah. Well, we're about to wrap it up, but real quick before we wrap it up, first, David Heller says, "What's up?" David, you know
Oh,
David
David. Oh
Heller?
yeah, yeah. What's
Yeah.
up? He's coming back to Hawaii. Yeah.
I
So yeah, I can't wait till he
Yeah,
gets
I
back.
was talking to him earlier. He's like, "Yo, Skill Roy," because I was talking about because I'm going to go Philly in the end of the month, and then I was like, and then a contact me with David. He's like, "Yo, this is Skill Roy's student." I was like, "What the fuck?" And I started talking to him, and it's like, "Yo," it's like, "Yo, I'm about to interview him later on today. Like, what's up?" He's like, "I'll
Nice.
just," he said to say what's up. Um,
Awesome.
what so what do you want to say to like people that are going to be watching this, on the live and later on? What's something you could say to them to keep going, like, or like, what advice do you have for the younger generation coming up, or even my generation or your generation? What is there anything you want to say to keep them in there, or like, like yeah, because you've done it for so long, and you like you said, it's like almost like you three decades of destruction, like.
um,
What's
I
what's
just
some
like to
advice
tell
to
them like, just keep going, don't stop. Like a lot of times I held back and I stopped. I had opportunities to go traveling. I took advantage of a couple of them, but I should have took advantage of every one of them. That's my only regret is that there was times where I could have gone traveling, but then again, family life or real life came into play. But even though breaking is a good exercise, it's good cardio. Um, Even the training for the battles is good cardio, is good training. It's healthy. Stay open-minded to all the younger generations. Stay open-minded. Learn what you can from the OGs as well as from the new guys. I know a lot of the moves are flashy and stuff like that, but get foundation. Get a solid foundation. Don't just think the flashy moves are gonna take you to the next level. It's a lot of times it doesn't because you gotta know how to put it into the fundamental moves that you have. And to
Right.
to to be a well-rounded b-boy or b-girl, you gotta know everything, and history included. But I'm talking about move-wise, learn like the fundamentals. Your top rocks, your ground moves, your power moves, whatever it is. And when you practice, when you practice your moves, make sure you perfect it. Don't go out to a battle half cocked. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, I see them go out there and they learn a new move and they want to bust it out right away in the next cipher, and they don't even have it mastered, and they end up
Right.
crumbling or crashing, making themselves look
Right.
bad. And if you want to become a really good b-boy or b-girl, master your moves, like perfect it. Practice is where you make all the mistakes in the cipher and or in the battles. That's where you shine. So like
Yeah.
don't be afraid to crash at all the practices, and even if there's a lot of people around you watching, just practice, do your thing. You know what I mean? And keep going. It's a healthy thing. It's fun. It's great. I love breaking. I'm not gonna stop dancing. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
on
man.
going. Yeah, and mad respect to Profo Won, for coming out here to battle, because he really brought the fire. This guy is taking it to the next level, and so you guys gotta watch him and stay tuned on his channel, man, and learn all
Yeah,
that you
man.
can, because he interviews all the best people from all over the world, and he knows what he's talking about, bro. So you guys got to get on top of his channel and learn as much as you can, and keep open minded, be open minded, learn from as much people as you can, check out all the different events, support it, because that's what keeps it going, and I'm just thankful to all the people that I got to see, um, and learn from. And I'm still learning. I'm still a student from today. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and like uh, uh, Polsky. Like I know Polsky for a long time, and I like his shirt. Always a student. And so like
Right.
I that that concept has always been with me since the beginning. I'm always a student. I'm always learning. I always like to improve in things, and not just in dancing, but in life in general. But yeah, for breaking, for sure, man. Like there's always room to improve, And
Hell
so
yeah.
that's why I like to tell the younger generation, just be open minded and learn as much as you can, and keep elevating, And if you see stuff on my channel, take it, use it,
There you
and
go.
elevate it, turn it into something else, and make it a higher move or whatever it is you want to do with it, take it to the next
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
where
love
can they
all the
find you?
b-boys
So,
and b-girls, man, around the world. Yeah.
there you go. Where can they find you? So, give us your Facebook, your YouTube, and your Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook, I'm Skill Roy on Facebook. My friend request is almost used up. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I left
You
it. I
know.
left. I didn't pack it out because I left like I think 1,000 more that I can do, or 800 or whatever it is, so that I could friend certain people that I need to get in contact with, and or for events and stuff like that. So I left that part open. So if any promoters out there and stuff like that want to get in contact with me and you want to link up, definitely let's link up and stuff like that.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
for a lot of b-boys and b-girls around the world that are coming to Hawaii, like yeah, let's link up and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
like
real. For real.
yeah, because this coming year I'm gonna start really getting back into the groove, and yeah, and so later on I'll share some news about some things. I might be doing some traveling. I'm I think Battle of the Year is, I think we might go check it out in 2018. Yeah, so
What's
yeah, we'll see what
what's
happens. I'm trying to adjust with my schedule.
what's your Instagram account? Give them your Instagram
Oh,
handle.
Skillroy 808.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
Skillroy
Okay.
808. That's my
All right.
Instagram. So you guys can find me on there. I'll start posting more stuff up this year. I'll get back into like the tutorials. I'll start posting more things up again. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, be on the lookout for that.
For
For
sure.
sure.
All right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you
Thank you
after
so
this. I'm gonna
much,
call you after
man,
this.
for
Dude,
everything, man. Yeah.
freaking the king, bro. Junk said that
Mad
you're the
respect to
Hawaiian
Profo,
Bruce
bro.
Lee.
Yeah.
The Hawaiian Bruce Lee, right there. Dude, he's cut the shit. I can't. I'm not even that cut up. I'm like, damn, damn, man. Guy's fucking in shape, boy. All right, and you can find me right here on Facebook, facebook.com/ProfoWon, capital FLGZ, or on Instagram at PROFO_FLGZ. This has been the Trade Special Edition with interview with Skill Roy, ABC Breakers. Peace!
Yeah.
Check you out
Peace.
later.